Namaste. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. So today is a change. The theme is a change. You might notice my voice changed. So I think I have allergy or maybe cold, but some voice changes and situation, our health changes, time to time. And sometimes we have a difficulty accepting it. But anyway, so today the theme is a change. And my actually hometown, it's in Japan, Shizuoka, that they have right now. It's a natural disaster of, because of caused from typhoon, typhoon, that kind of storm. And they had a great amount of rain. So that rain caused to kind of a falling trees, then blocking the water pipe, or water that you kind of providing or you to comes to your faucet is blocked. So our hometown, there's no water for 1 week. Can you imagine? Well, we have been like so comfortable having a water. Once in a while we need to stop. We don't have a water, but it's just a few hours, and when you have a plumber working or something like that. But it's a great challenge of not having the water at home. It's really hard to change that, our habit of we used to so many things. Then how do we kind of change our behavior or attitude towards it? Well, if we don't have anything, any water, then we need to really adjust it. But anyway, so sometimes we need to really surrender or feel free for the change. Then if we try to resist, it's a lot of difficulties. Okay, so in that mind, let's sit. So today I like to kind of have the hands. It's called, I just forgot the name. But anyway, so middle finger and thumb tips together. So this is Akasha Mudra. It's for space. So who has a migraine? Sometimes when we have a lot of changes and a lot of anxiety happens, then we have a headache or whatever the difficulties, and this helps to kind of creating a space. So if you have a migraine, especially, this is a great one. So middle finger, thumb tips together. You can either palm facing down or up, it doesn't matter. And notice the fingertips touching each other, feel the skin. Actually, I have a migraine or a headache quite often, but not too much these days. So I use this mudra quite often when I have a headache. Then relax our head. The head, side of the head. Then relax our face and jaw. And soften your lips. Then soften your throat, back of the neck, front of the neck. You might close your eyes or half close your eyes. And connect with the breath. Then each inhalation, feel the softness. The nose, the air is passing through. Feel the softness. And when you exhale, relax our jaw, shoulders, neck. Just let air pass through. And continue the breath. Inhale to open the space. And exhale. Relax. Soften. So today our awareness in the body parts a little bit around your shoulders, neck, throat, the jaw, and head. And consciously relax and soften. And sometimes when you pay attention to the jaw, it's take care of itself. The throat, neck, or shoulder, that comes from the tightness of the jaw. And do a few more rounds of the breath. And establish the breath pattern in and out. Maybe use Ujjayi breath, the sound of the breath. And listen to that sound. One more. As you inhale, reach our hands out and up. And exhale, bring our palms together to heart center. You might set your intention or dedication for today's practice. And slowly, let's release. And come on to your back, please. Lie down. And lie down and plant your feet down on a mat. So bend your knees. Then gradually becoming comfortable on this pose. So maybe walk your feet a little bit towards your buttock. Then plant your feet down, hands by your side. Then gradually lift your hips up. Then the hands goes over the head, bridge pose. Then exhale, slowly lower down. So if you like to do the shoulder movement, pay attention to the shoulder blade when you move your hands. And if you like to make it a core work, really engage our core, lift your hips higher. And a few more rounds. Be with the breath. And slowly release. Then drop your knee to one side and other way. So we are moving the knees side to side. And just relax. So it's a nice massage to your buttock and a nice movement to your belly, lower back. Releasing. Now when you are ready, plant your bringing the feet together and knees open wide. Then interlace your fingers to the back of the head and open your elbows wide. Okay, so when you open your knees wide, notice your lower back is floating upward, so it's arching your back. So let your belly or navel lift up and arch your back. Then on our exhalation, elbow come closer and knee comes up and round your back and lift your head off the ground. Then inhale, we do opposite. Open our knees wide and elbows wide, head down. Then maybe tilt your head a little bit up. Tilt your head back and lift your chin up. And arching your back. Notice the lower back is floating upward and chest open. And then exhale, we do opposite. Round our back. So lower back coming down to the mat and head lift. And then inhale, open. So let's go on for a few more rounds. So we are creating we are tilting the pelvis back and forth and also lifting our chest up, then round, concaving our lungs. Now inhalation to open our lungs. Okay. The next inhalation, we lift our chin and open the throat up. And exhale, let's release. Hug our knee to the chest. Then make a circle with your knees, right side and left side. So your knee goes out and joint, and go out and joint. Then change the direction of the circle. And relax our lower back. And while doing so, you might roll your head side to side. And relax our shoulder. No tightness to the jaw or the neck. Then back to center. All right. So we're going to gradually coming onto the seat. But there's a two choice to come. You can roll onto your side and come to the seat. Or if you are okay with rolling back and forth, roll up and down and massage our back. Then if you are tall, can come over the head. You might try to see that. Then 3, 2, then 1. Cross your ankle, come up, tabletop, palms down, and knees down. Okay, tuck your toes under. Then gently pull your hips back. So you can come halfway, or you can come all the way and sitting down to the heels and working up our feet. Maybe forehead come to rest on the mat. Relax our head. So today our intention, we say that we relax our head, neck, shoulder, throat. Soften and creating a space there. All right, then gradually rising up. All right, then come to tabletop and we're gonna twist. Right hand up, inhale, open our chest. Then exhale, round our back and bring your right hand under and right side of the ear, shoulder to the ground. Then left hand reach forward, touch to the ground. Then make a fist with your right hand. So your right palm is facing upward. Then make a fist squeeze. Then on our exhalation, let your fingers relax. Then go on for a few more rounds. So when you exhale, we let go the tension of not only your hands, but your whole body. And you might stay here, or you might lift your left knee off the ground, the left leg back. And maybe toes touch to the ground, or maybe lift your left leg up to balance. And again, we have so many ways to practice yoga. So we explore, experiment how our body moves this morning. So every day can be different. Okay. Oh, I have a cramps. Okay. Then rise up. Then right hand to the sky. And then exhale, release. Okay. The other side. Left hand up, open. And then exhale, left hand goes under, left ear, shoulder to the mat. So make sure your left side of the temple bone coming to the ground. It's a nice pressure. So this is a nice acupressure point. And relax our jaw. And again, this is a great pose for the migraine headache. The headache comes from the sinus pressure. This is a great one. Then make a fist with your left hand. Then on our exhalation, let it go. And do a few more times if you like. And you might just stay here. Or you might stretch your right leg. Or maybe right leg goes up. And if you are lifting a leg, bring your knee to the mat. And we're going to unwind, bring your right palm down to the mat, gradually coming up to left hand up again. And then exhale, release our hands. Okay, then bring our palms down and tuck our toes under. We lift our hips up, downward facing dog. You might bend your knees right and left. Relax our head, soften. So your palms are shoulder width apart. Your feet is a hip distance apart. Then tuck your navel in, and then really hips goes up. Then gradually we step right foot forward. Then grounding our foot. Then left foot forward. Then we walk forward. But each step feel the stretch to the back of the leg. Then you might bend your knees, belly resting on your thigh, grab your elbows, bend forward. And you might swing side to side. And soften your knees, round our back, and then slowly rise up. Okay. I'm just facing to the front. It's a breath of joy. So breath of joy, if you remember, so we do inhale forward, exhale to the side, inhale forward. Then on the exhalation, we say high and drop down, bend your knees. Then swing your hands, just drop and inhale, continue, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, continue. So exhale to let go the tension. If that's too much to your hands, the shoulder, just a hand forward and back. Last one. Standing up. Feet is a little bit wider. We swing our hands wrap around our body. So we are shifting our weight, the right side and left side. Then soften your knees. Relax your shoulder and arms, and we wrap our hands around our body. We are tapping the kidneys behind you, the waistline. Then when your hand comes to the front, tapping your belly. Then you might use the breath, exhale to twist. So exhalation is through the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gradually back to center. And stand and feel. Okay. Then when you are ready, come to the front of the mat. And feet is together. And hands together to heart center. And we're going to do that sun salutation, Surya Namaskaram, prayer to the sun. And our intention is soften the breath. Then relax our head, and especially the shoulder, neck, throat area. Okay. Okay, let's begin. Inhale, hands reach out and up. And palms together at the top and gazing up. Then exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. Then exhale, step back. You might come to plank pose, or you can come to tabletop. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, bend your elbows and bring our belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra, point your toes. So important to point your toes. Then ground our legs and open. And soften your shoulder, maybe bend your elbows a little bit. And then exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Another inhale, look forward. And then exhale, step between our hands. Feet is together. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, bend forward and relax your head. Inhale, rising, hands reach out and up. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Let's do one more time. Inhale, hands reach out and up. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, we step back, plank or tabletop. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, bring our belly to the mat. Bend your elbows and point your toes. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and a head down. So let's stay here, few breaths. And look to your toes. Feet is parallel, hip distance apart. Make sure to open your fingers wide. One more breath. And then inhale, look forward. And then let's step between our hands. Inhale, halfway left. And then exhale, bend forward. Inhale, rising, hands reach out and up. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Okay, so just I'm facing this way so you can see. Inhale, hands reach up and catch your right wrist with your left hand. Now inhale, reach our hands up. Then bring our hands to the right side and lengthen. Left hands to the left side so we can lengthen the right side of the body. So our intention is to lengthen, not the bending deeper. So reaching our hand up and opening. One more breath. And inhale, come to center, bend your knees, so bend your elbows, swing your hands up and down. Go on. I think you have seen me whole year, and once in a while my throat is not doing well. Okay, then other side. Reach our hands up and catch your left wrist. Grounding our feet, legs together. And then inhale, reach our hands up. And exhale. Bring your hands to the right side so we are lengthening the left side of the body. And relax our shoulder. And opening. One more breath. And inhale, come up. And then exhale, drop your elbows, swing our hands up and down. Okay. Then we're going to do one more time. So look forward, inhale, hands reach out and up. Then exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. Then exhale, step back. So tabletop or plank pose. Inhale, lengthening. Then exhale, bend your elbow, belly to the mat. Point your toes. Inhale, cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, light like up. Then exhale, step forward between our hands. And before that, I wanted to say that want to have a block forward, two of them, side by side. Okay. So your right foot is forward, and your left knee is down. Then coming up. So either you can use the block side by side, or you can catch, interlace your fingers to the top of your right knee, to pressing the right knee down or right thigh down to really align your right knee, like to go same direction. See that your knee is not coming beyond the toes, just over the foot. Then if you're okay, you might lift your hands up. So however you like to be in this pose. Then move our pelvis forward using your back toes. Then opening. One more breath. Then exhale. Lift your left knee up and bend forward, both legs straight. Yeah, so now using a block really makes sense. And point your frontal up and back heel down. So your both heels down and relax our head. Okay, one more time. Plant your right foot down and left knee come to the mat. Then inhale, rising. Either hands lift up or hands on your knees. Or you can be holding a block. And find openness to the front of the body, lifting our chest. Last breath. Okay, exhale. Lift your left knee up, bend forward. So now we are opening the back of the body. Okay, then release. Let's bring our left knee down. Let go the block. You might just step back to downward facing dog. Or if you like to do the vinyasa, which means you can do plank and chaturanga, upward facing dog. Then come to downward facing dog, but you can skip all these and you can just come to table, or you can be child pose, or you can be downward facing dog. And if you are in a child pose, we come to downward facing dog. Then left leg goes up. Then step forward. So now we are checking our left foot. So when you come up, your knee, left knee is over your left foot. So if not, you want to bring your foot more farther front. So you can hold on to the block, or you can place your hands on your left knee, or you can lift your hands up. So decide how you want to be. And you tuck your right toe under and move our pelvis forward and lift our chest up. One more breath. Okay, very good. Now exhale. Now pull our hips back, lift your right knee up, bend forward. You can use the block and head relax. Bending forward. Then try to see if you can lift your left toe up. So dorsiflexion, and try to see your right heel can come to the ground. Excellent. Plant your right foot, so the left foot down, right knee down. One more time, same thing. So your version of Support in this pose and move our pelvis forward and to see if you can stretch the right hip joint or hip flexor. And then exhale. Bring our hands down and bend forward. And maybe lift your toes up. Head relax. And let's come down. Knee down. Palms down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Child pose. Or plank pose goes through vinyasa, your choice. If your plank pose goes through vinyasa, make sure your fingers are wide. Okay, let's together. Big inhale wherever you are. Then open your mouth, let it go. One more time, inhale. And open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, look forward. And if you are child pose, lift your hips up. Then bend your elbows, knee down, belly down to the mat. Okay. So let's do half Dhanurasana. Left hand forward, touch to the ground. Then keep your left leg long and the top of your left foot down to the mat. Then bend your right knee. Then we catch the right toe from outside. Or can be ankle. Then exhale, fully relax. And then inhale, kick into our hand. You can use your left hand to press yourself up and open our chest. Notice the right side of the neck. So don't squeeze the neck, the back of the neck. So we are keep lengthening the back of the neck. All right, one more breath, inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Drop. Switch to the other side. So your right hand is forward, palms down. Then bend your left knee and catch the left toe. Then exhale, fully relax. Gonna inhale, press and rise up. Kick into our hand. So we are stretching the front of the left leg, left thigh, hip flexor, the quad. And also we are opening our shoulder and our chest. But don't crush the back of the left side of the neck. So we keep that length of the neck. One more breath. Okay, let's release. Let go. And forehead resting on the ground, hands by your side. Bend your both knee and move your feet side to side. And as you rest your forehead down, relax. Cooling our head. Okay. Now it's slowly coming up. All right, bring our both palms under the shoulder. Then tuck our toes under. We press ourselves up and pull our hips back to child pose or downward facing dog, your choice. And lengthen the back of the neck, the back of the body. Okay, then gradually walking our feet forward. You might use the block. Right hand down, left hand to the sky with twist. So bend your right knee more than the left
side and find openness to the left outer hip, IT band. And you might stay here or you might do the bind. Left hand wrap around your waistline, get your leg tight. Or you can do the free bind, the right hand between the leg and catch the left hand. Relax our head. Head is heavy, drop down. The left shoulder is up. And lengthen the left side of the neck. And opening our chest. Very good. And then release and change the other side. Left hand down, bend your left knee, and right hand up. And you can do your own hand. You can do the bind or just be here. You know, this time of the season, it's the temperature changes. So the season is changing. And accordingly, we live our life. So be careful. Yeah, always change of the season. I get the kind of under the weather. That's why it's called under the weather. Okay, relax and soften your knees, round our back, and let's slowly come up to standing. So feet is still hip distance apart, parallel. Inhale, hands reach up and catch your elbows. Then inhale, lift your elbows up. So bring in the shoulder blade upward and almost no space between ear and shoulder. And on our exhalation, soften your knees, bend forward, and we drop our hands and swing side to side. One more time. Inhale, hands reach up. And catch the elbows, maybe opposite the elbow this time, and lift our elbows up. So you can do lifting our heels up, or you can keep your heels down. And up, up. And then exhale, heels down, bend your knee, drop, and swing our arms side to side. Okay. So next one, you might use the wall, or maybe not. So I'm quickly showing what we're gonna do. If we are doing a wall, so as if this is my wall and we bend forward, but so your hands can come to the wall. Otherwise, just we do on the yoga mat. So bring our feet together to stand first. And then we send our left leg back. So not too wide. Then your left toe is maybe like a 60 or 45 degree angle to the left side, and your right toe is pointing forward. Then notice the navel is going to face forward. All right? Either catching your elbows behind you, or you can do reverse namaste. If you are using the wall, your hands is going to be forward. Then inhale, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, bend forward. So this is called a pyramid pose, Paschimottanasana. So you can relax your head, or you can keep your torso horizontal, so whichever you enjoy. If too much to your knees, soften your knees. Too much to the ankles, bend your knees. But if your legs is okay, keep the legs straight. Lengthen the back of the body. And space to the head. One more breath. And soften your knees. Inhale, round your back, rise. Then let go our hands, and we're gonna step forward and feet is together. Then we switch. So now your right leg goes back. So the alignment is important here. So point your right toe, maybe 45, 60 degree angle to the right. Then left toe is pointing forward. Then your navel is going to move to the center. If it's not happening, you can bend your back knee to help the alignment. And catch your elbows behind you or palms together to the back. And if you are using the hands forward. Inhale, ground your feet. So let's pay attention to the feet, especially the back heel is keep grounding down. So your head can go forward and then forward. You can head down, relax, or you can keep the torso horizontally. Now remember how we ground our feet. That's actually helping to stabilize this pose. Last breath. And soften your knees. With our inhalation, lounge your back, comes up. And let go our hands, then step forward and feet is together. Okay, so if your block is kind of far away, you want to catch the block and place to the side of the yoga mat. I mean the longer side of the yoga mat. So for me, it's the longer side of this one. So easy for you to see the screen. Then we face to the longer side of the mat and gradually the feet goes away. Apart. Okay, so feet is parallel or can be a little bit toes in. Inhale, hands reach. Then on our exhalation, we bring our hands on your hip and we bend forward. So if this is too much to the lower back, bend your knees to bend forward. Then maybe hands come onto the block. And maybe not to the block and hands forward. And let's be like a downward facing dog. And reach our hands forward and pull your hips back. So it's like a downward facing dog. But there can be more weight to the legs. Then relax our head. And also we can do using a block to rest your forehead on a block, relaxing our head. So highest way is, to block, the longer way to stack. And maybe you need just the one block. You can change the height of the block to make your head, it's nicely rested. Then relax and notice the way you rest your head. Maybe that's forehead. Notice the forehead really soften. And you can really ground and soften the place, the connection to the ground. Okay, now we are expanding that softness or relaxedness to the other parts of the body, slowly spreading from that forehead, spreading from the forehead to the neck, the throat, the face, shoulders, cervical spine, back of the neck. One more breath. Okay. And then inhale, lift our head. So now we point our toes out and bend your knees right and left. So make sure you don't bend it or overwork. So make sure you need to go same direction. And if you are comfortable coming all the way down, do so. But otherwise, you just do slight bending your knees right and left. Need to go same direction, just halfway, or if you like, all the way down.
Then eventually we face to the front of our yoga mat. Then plant your palms down. Then bring our right knee down. Okay, then step back. Downward facing dog or plank pose. You might do the vinyasa, or you can just stay in a downward facing dog or child pose. I'm gonna inhale, look forward. Then slowly step forward and we're gonna sit down. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, let's cross our leg. Then if you're not so comfortable sitting like that, then you can do with a block. Then inhale, hands reach and lengthen the both sides of the body. Then bring our left, so we twist to the right side and left hand comes to the any parts of the left leg. Then the right hand, the upper lunge or waistline, maybe catch your left thigh. So we twist. Then tilt our head to a certain way that we can stretch the neck. So you might have a certain place, it's pretty tight. Okay, and then the other way. Inhale, hands reach up. Then twist. Then again, we tilt our head to certain way. And then slowly back to center. So next one pose. You might just observe. So it's going to be camel pose. So we will have the block, highest height, right side and left side of the foot. So just I want to show you. So this is a pose that we are going to. But if this pose is not, it's your pose, you are lying down to the mat. Then we come to the fish pose. So which means, well, even you do camel pose, we're gonna come down to this pose. Block between your shoulder blade. So, okay, let me just show you this fish pose first, and then we're gonna do camel. Then the head can rest onto the block and spread your hands wide. So expanding our chest and relaxing the throat and opening the throat as well. So looking back. You can stay there. Then if you like to explore the camel pose, your knee is hip distance apart and I am pointing my toes back. Then hands, block outside of my right foot and a left foot. Okay. Then ground our knees down and tuck your navel towards the spine and we move our pelvis forward. Then plant your hands on a block, but if your block is far away, you can just bring your hands at your lower back and left. And looking upward. And otherwise, plant your hands down and left. So if you bend your knees or hips down, it's really, well, maybe you are able to achieve this one. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, actually you can do that too. So sitting down to the heel and hands on the block, then try to see if you can push your pelvis forward.
Then looking up. Then relax our throat and lift our chin up. Now when you have enough of a bridge pose, slowly coming down. And you might do the rounding of a back, like a child pose, but really lounge your back to release the lower back. Then when you are ready, load yourself up. Then let's sit down and stretch your leg. So if you did a camel pose, lie down first and bend your knees and hug your knees, and we want to release the lower back first before going to the fish pose. So hug your knees and maybe roll side to side. Then when your lower back is ready, we're gonna do the back bending again. So first block is between our shoulder blade. So your hips are resting on the ground, so that's important. Then if you don't want to have a pinch at your lower back, so your lower back, your hips are away from the block. So we have a nice length to the lower back. So if you place the block and move your hips away from the block, then you create a space to the lower back. And then this is a not good pose for the throat. Okay. Then if that's too much to the head back, you can place the block behind our head. And spread our hands wide and relax. Relax our jaw, soften. Remember, we are softening all over our head and chest. You can also explore the space by moving your hands. Moving your hands in the perfect spot. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to feel good. No pinching. Then gradually, we are coming out from this pose. You might roll on to one side and let go of the block. And a happy baby. Open our legs wide, bend your knees. Maybe catch the feet or ankles, knees. And then cross your right leg over the left. We drop your knee to the right side. Twist. And spread our hands wide. Then gradually move your left hand a big circle. As you move your left hand, find the space around the shoulder, around the neck. And make sure you relax your fingers. Relax your fingers. And then change. Other way. Left leg over the right, cross, and drop your knee to one side. Left side. The right hand goes to make a circle. Then come to center. So next few pose, you might just observe, lie down on a yoga mat and start Shavasana. Or you might do the Halasana and shoulder stand. So Halasana is your legs together and lift and toes goes over the head. So don't push yourself too hard. So it's okay if toes doesn't come to the ground. Find the length of the back of the neck and the cervical spine. We're moving to shoulder stand. The palms at your lower back and legs goes up. And maybe feet is together, legs together. And again, finding a space to the neck, the front of the throat, even you are tucking the chin in, finding a space there. And when you have enough, slowly coming down to the mat. Maybe before Shavasana, you might drop your knee to one side and other to release the lower back, or cross your leg again and twist. And let's come to Shavasana. Let's close our eyes to lie down. Notice the body resting on the ground. And feel the space around our body. Feel the touch of the skin, the air touching to the skin. Now you might bring the middle finger tips and thumb tips together. Akasha Mudra, creating a space inside. Soften our head. Soften your jaw. gently bringing our awareness to your fingers and toes, inviting a small movement. And I feel our body is here. Notice the breath coming in through the nose and going out through the nose. We still breathe and alive. And bring our hands reach over the head. Let us stretch from toes to fingertips. Take a big inhale, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, let it go. And bring our knee to the chest. Give a nice hug to ourselves. Thanks to our body, mind, and heart, whatever we have today, whatever the change we face to, we are able to accept and open to that change. And roll onto one side, gradually coming up to a comfortable seat, eyes closed. Let's together, big inhale, hands reach up to the sky. And exhale, bring our palms together to heart center, Anjali Mudra, gesture of gratitude. And continue to hold this gratitude and let us continue our life. Thank you very much for letting me guide through your practice and sharing your time together. Namaste. Thank you.